I just arrived at the hospital and I thought I would take you guys along to do a day in the life of an anesthesiologist. And so first things first, we got to get changed, go to our OR, set it up, say hi to our patient, and then give them an anesthetic. So here we go. The airway looks really reassuring for my patient, so we're going to use a MAC 4. We have a 7.5 endotracheal tube, so quite appropriate for this gentleman. And we have our leads ready to go for him as well. And that's it. We're all set to go. So my first case is a pretty long case, so I just got let out to go to the bathroom, get a bit of something to eat, and then, of course, hop back into the OR. So these are leaded vests, and to be honest, I actually don't need it today, but if you're doing the ortho room, you probably do. So we got all our drugs ready to go for the next case. Propofol, some ketamine, lidocaine, rock, muscle relaxant, some opioids, of course, and then I have my vasopressors in case that I need it, and then of course some extra propofol because you can never have enough.
The best lunches here. This is a chicken salad sandwich and it is so good. And can't forget my coffee. And obviously have to stay hydrated. A little bit of fun, the fire alarm went off, so this is the OR. We obviously haven't opened anything yet because we're waiting for the go-ahead, but yeah, this is obviously all sterile inside. Some more sterile equipment there, and this is our OR. And then my favorite machine.
So I have a bit of time, so I thought I'd just go over a few of the things that I think about when I start my first case. Usually we know what cases we're doing the day of because it's posted the week before or the day before. And so we're able to see who our patients are, what cases we're doing, so we can prepare a little bit the night before. But the idea is you always want to consider both patient considerations as well as the surgical considerations. And so what I mean by that is like patient comorbidities. So if they have coronary artery disease, do they have a history of epilepsy? So different things like that you need to consider when you're putting someone off to sleep. And then surgical considerations is important because the type of anesthetic that you give is very different if there's someone going for a gallbladder removal versus someone getting a spinal fusion. So two very different surgeries and two different types of approaches for the anesthetic. And so that's why you have to blend both the surgical considerations with the patient considerations to provide a very safe and tailored anesthetic to your patient. And then I also find this is like a third piece, more clinical speaking, because theoretically that's what we do, but the third piece that I really find so important is when I just go and see my patient. Just seeing them for the first time gives you a wealth of information because you get to see, how old are they for their age? Do they look younger than they really are? Is it, you know, obviously a teenager, is it a young person? But even then, they might have a huge history of, you know, being unwell. And so I find that just by giving that first look to your patient is just so important and gives me so much information. And then of course, when you're there, you have to do a very thorough physical exam, always being mindful of your airway and going through the key steps for your airway exam. But yeah, that's just a bit of what goes through my mind and what I get ready to do when I am going in to do my case. And then of course, that's the same approach that I do for all my cases. Also, what's great is that in the doctor's lounge, there's a bunch of snacks, as you can see just behind me. So we're pretty lucky to get some of this free food. Like I said, I work in different areas, so this is one area that does do that. These mangoes are actually so good. I haven't tried the dates, but yeah, there's dried organic stuff. I might grab one of these for the way home. All right, guys, so funny enough, my OR ended up being canceled. So not only was there this like fire, but then I think there was like this ventilation issue or something. Anyways, when there's ventilatory issues with the OR, this is a no-no. Ventilation is so important for infection and many other things. So we take that very seriously in the operating room. So I am off for the rest of the day and it is 2 o'clock. So that is a good day. And just like I told you guys, I brought some snaggies for on the way home. So it's a little treat. It'll carry me through to the ride home. So I just walked my dog and then I usually leave him at home because he's old. So I leave him at home for my power walk because, well, it's too long for him and it's like, well, too intense. So he stays at home. And yeah, now I'm off to do hopefully about an hour of power walking. I'm not sure how many kilometers that'll take me, but it's good to get out and do some exercise, especially after a day like today, which was so weird. Having a case canceled due to ventilation issues and like hospital OR malfunctioning. So, you know, I don't think that's ever happened to me. So it's not just me, it was like other cases too. And it was a whole thing. So very odd. And it just so happens that it's the day that I plan to do my day in the life vlog. So, but that's what happened. That's a day in my life. Sometimes these weird, quirky things happen where, you know, I was at the hospital at 7:15. I did my first case, as you guys saw. Obviously put my patient to sleep and then woke them up. And just as I was waking them up, that's when the alarm went off. And so with the fire alarm, obviously it was perfect timing because my patient was already out of the OR and the potential risk for, you know, having a big fire is always a problem. Usually it's because there's a patient that's smoking in their room and it's not usually a bad crazy thing, but we always have to make sure and confirm. So even though that fire alarm was then resolved right after we had the ventilation issue, which I've been talking to you guys about, and so from that point on we had to put all the ORs on pause. And then, like I said, I ended up going home and going home early. And you know what, you got to take those. You got to take those wins. Okay, so I just had a really good shower and now I'm heading off to the grocery store. And this place is so good. They make so many like healthy and like homemade fresh stuff. And I find I have like no issues digesting because now I'm like, feel like I'm an old lady. But anyways, this place is really good. It's called Farm Boy. I don't know. It's an Ontario thing, I think. But really good. And we're going to go in and I decided for tonight we're going to make pizzas. So homemade pizzas it is. Looks so good, but I'm so tired of corn. I think I've had way too much corn. Can't forget the jalapeno, so I usually grab 2. And then we'll do some green onions. They look so good, actually. My favorite kombucha in the whole world is this one, the ginger one. I've actually already bought a few, so I have some in the fridge already, but this is my favorite. So good. So we have a pretty good haul. Next is we have to go find mozzarella cheese. I try to get it as fresh as possible because that's the best kind. So this grocery store is right beside my house, which is like a really good thing, but also a really bad thing. And so because of that, I am basically coming here every single day for dinner and groceries. Fan of Emma Legere. She's such an awesome creator and I love watching her YouTube vlogs. So that's what I'm doing right now with my new pizza.